Virtus.Pro's turn to ban. Alliance's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. Virtus.Pro's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining.
Hello everybody and welcome back. It's game 3 of Virtus.Pro versus Alliance for the Summit 5 Europe Qualifier. This is phase number 2. I'll currently show you the bracket so you can see where we do stand at the moment. Only 4 teams do remain in phase 2: Adfinem, Team Empire, Alliance, and Virtus.Pro, which is the match we're watching right now. And here we are in the game number 3. Obviously the loser not going to be eliminated, but will be shoved down into that lower bracket. We only got one spot for one European team to come out here to beautiful Los Angeles and compete at the Summit, the fun, friendly environment where we all have a good time and, well, you know, watch some awesome Dota. I'm Kyle Guy for Beyond the Summit. Going to be joined again by my good buddy Alan Ryu Boris, and here we go, game number 3. I hope it's just as exciting as game 2. Game number 2, though, you know, all jokes aside, Ryu, Bulldog's Faceless Void was ridiculous. One of the best Faceless Voids I've seen this, you know, this meta for sure.
Oh yeah, bonkers, man. What he did was incredible. Incredible. He put the back on his team. It was really nice to watch, and especially casting it too. He did everything perfect that game. And we won't see Faceless Void because it was 2-0. Now we got the ban away from him. We don't want him anymore. But oh man, this draft is looking very promising for, I want to say, both teams. It's kind of like Alliance's standard now. Obviously, the Lone Druid was not banned out this time around, so not picking it up first because the Phoenix does counter the hero, and that's why they're able to pick it up second. But Virtus.Pro, on the other side of things, have Night Stalker and Darkseer. This dual lane is very scary. The synergy is there. Darkseer was one of the heroes that was banned out constantly in this series too, because Virtus.Pro just run it constantly and they run over people with it. So I have to see if Alliance they can stop this Darkseer, because every time I see VP playing it, FE does a lot of work with it.
Yeah, I mean, we got the privilege of seeing Bulldog play Crazy Faceless Void, but, you know, since his first competitive breakout, Lone Druid had been the hero that had been tied to this guy for many a time. So this is just gonna be another strong grab for him, and there's a lot of great potential from both sides here. Just obviously Virtus.Pro are gonna have to make sure they have a way to deal with the egg and have to put up with the sustained power of that sun ray at the start of the game, and also consider just some early laning movement and being able to keep this Lone Druid in check. I mean, Bulldog was pretty fight active in game number 2, but for game 3, you know, he might just kind of go more selfish and decide to farm up and be like what Alliance's typical true core needs to be here. So it's something that Virtus.Pro are just going to have to keep tapped. Do you think they should continue Virtus.Pro's trend of just go, go, go and build something around, you know, probably the timing of when this Darkseer hits his mech and we get, like, you know, that second or third Nightfall?
Yeah, I would say so. There's no point not to do it. Lone Druid, like you talked about, he's going to play this game. We probably won't see him join a team fight unless he has to for Bulldog for the first like 20 minutes, and then he'll normally have his minus and almost his relic by then. So it's gonna be if Virtus.Pro can shut down the Lone Druid, and what better way than to constantly run at the heroes. That's why the Lifestealer ban was good. Bucket ban was really nice, obviously, because it's the Night Stalker and the Darkseer. Juggernaut, we always see Loda coupled with the Bulldonger there, the Juggernaut, so ban that away all the time. And Virtus.Pro, they're picking first here. DP is one of those heroes that has managed to make it through. I could see both teams potentially running it here. Another hero to look out for is Alchemist still. So have to keep those in the back of your mind.
The scary Alliance Legion Commander. they did it once in the past. I don't remember it being very successful.
Was it with you?
But, yeah.
Did I cast that game with you at
I don't think it was me. I think I watched that game.
Okay.
But, you know, I would put past Alliance to build even more behind this Lone Druid. They're going to go for the Rubik again. I already mentioned my 2 cents about the Rubik the last time it was picked up here, but, you know, you can't really fault them on it. A lot of great options already to go for, certainly with a Lion on the other side. And also, you know, does solidify a good strong laning presence from them, and you get the extra magic bonus from Nullfield. Nullfield was obviously buffed a patch or so ago, so it makes it a bit more relevant. Before, many people would just kind of pass on it altogether, but now you have that extra bit of durability against what could be a ridiculous burst. I am surprised they opted to pass on something like the Oracle. It's something I know EGM has played before, and they could just like shut down this Darkseer and make sure he never gets to a good timing of a mech, but you know, they'll opt for the Rubik instead.
Yeah, Rubik is really good because you can just lift him as he's surging away, and then you're going to have the Phoenix Sunray on him constantly. So it's just going to have a very hard time in this bottom lane if they don't start off like with dual lanes, with Stalker and Darkseer. So very interesting how VP will do that. Lion, obviously we talked about it in the first game, how it can counter the Phoenix. You know, just try to go to the back lines, hex him up. You can stun him, then finger him, and he's just instantly dead. Virtus.Pro though, they need a mid and they need a core. Sven's still in there, but definitely get kited by Lone Druid if you root.
They'll probably save G's Hero. I mean, if it's the trend of the last 2 games, they like to make sure that they'll pick G's Hero as a response to what Alliance has, so they'll probably save it for the 5th pick.
I feel like if they pick G's Hero now, it would be DP, and if they don't, I think it'd be Sven, or even, I don't know if they'll go Clinks again for VP, but we'll see what Lohaw's gonna play. So, Clark, I really, okay. Yeah, that is a really good pick. A really good pick. Now they have 2 heroes against Slark, Phoenix Sunray, as well as the Leshrac, you know, Edict, Sun, Nova. So this game is looking really good for a Lesh pick, and then watch it lose. But it's way better than it did last game, and it has a lot of synergy this time around. So, and I think it can work too with the Night Stalker. Like we talked about it, the Doom going last game onto the Leshrac, then he can't cast the Pulse Nova. It's the same thing where Night Stalker, right? You silence him, you can still cast the Pulse Nova, go through. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how this works out, but
do you think Virtus.Pro might just go for like the Razor again here? I mean, we saw that they like to kind of just put a heavy-handed powerhouse mid laner against the Lesh to shut him down. Viper, you know, may not be necessary. I guess if you already have the Darkseer to kind of be your mech candidate, and maybe you don't want to, you know, do Viper again, and you have a Lone Druid juggle about. Maybe a Razor, you can sap away the damage from, you know, the bear a bit, could help a lot, and you would be able to have a stronger presence against the Lesh, and could be good against the Egg of Phoenix. So I don't know if it's something they consider. Alliance, though, are certainly sitting on the ban quite a bit and making sure they get the right target, and they get rid of the Death Prophet, snag up the Tidehunter here. So that, okay. Who's playing this Tide? And a Tinker. All right, well, this will be game number 3.
Tinker's gonna have the time of his life this game. It's one of the best counters to Lone Druid too. It kind of forces him to go for like a BKB eventually. Gonna Blade dag in him constantly, or lasers. Or laser.
The lasers are so good. I've seen them rush the Agnum Scepter just so they can get the easy bounce laser. With the Aether Lens and Agnum Scepter, it feels like it's so easy, just easily, you know, no pun intended, blindside a team with that far-range laser play. So I'm sure it's something G has already witnessed. It's skipping my mind right now, the team that I saw initially do it. And it might have been an American Qualifier team, but it was really nice to have. The Tidehunter pick, though, is this a Loda or S4 Tide mid lane? That's what I'm eager to see.
You can't go Tide mid anymore because of Tinker. I don't think.
Wow.
They're thinking very hard on
They're
this.
still thinking. They're like, guys, it's Loda. It's going to be a Loda
Yeah, you have to
Tidehunter.
do
I mean,
Loda.
we know Loda. This guy's got a pretty damn deep hero pool. He's played almost every hero across the board in his days of playing a core, but I can probably count on one hand how many times he's probably played a Tidehunter in a game. I don't even know if I personally have seen it happen very often at all, Ryu. This is a treat. And for game 3, not elimination game, of course, but for the game 3 matchup, this is going to be a doozer.
And this time around, the ward advantaging early on will go to Alliance. They kind of feel like they went back. Oh, okay, well, gonna get G.
Lift back for G, but that's all they want to do about it. No follow up into the split earth on this one. They see Aloha Dance come forward, and they know that's a level 1 fight they might not want to get into.
One of the wards should get dewarded, but other than that, it's going to be very interesting to see how these lanes shape up. Looks like Loda is going off lane.
So they're maybe just him and Bulldog are just, swapping up roles for this game. They'll just let Bulldog take the number 1.
Yeah, this is what we used to see all the time back in the day. The bear. Oh, is he going mid? Oh, Bulldog's mid.
Bulldog's mid.
Okay. Yeah, and this is going to be way better. The bear, Druid versus Tinker is a lot better because you have 2 heroes to actually hit the creeps in a sense. Whereas like, oh, you laser one, well, you can still hit the other. So really good. And S4 is not going to get shut down. He should have free farm time around. And actually, this is a really good laning stage for Alliance switching up their lanes.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they're definitely making the best of the situation. It could end up giving him an upper hand advantage, but I would not say this is comfortable Alliance laning. This is definitely very different from what we normally see from them, and it's going to, require probably some little adjustment play. Then again, they probably have scrimmed. Maybe it's something that, the new coach Cinderin is looking to imply with the team a bit. So we'll have to see, but already they're looking to kind of bully Loda back quite a bit. He is going to get the anchor smash off, but they're going to be waiting with the stun and just try their best to force him to get through that region as fast as possible. But hey, you could say the same for Yoku. In fact, he's going to lose his salve. Little last right click is going to be coming in. Meanwhile, response potentially from No Fear trying to bully back S4, and aggression already coming out definitely in this bottom lane.
Oh yeah, this is a really strong dual lane, and they kind of expected it from the side of Alliance. That's why they sent Loda up by himself, try and get as much EXP as he could in the off lane. And so we're gonna have to see. Yeah, most likely the first blood is either gonna be on Loda, because maybe he's a little bit less experienced in the off lane, and see how much you get, or the bottom lane when VP play maybe too aggressive, or the supports of the line play too aggressive.
While also trying to keep tabs in the mid lane CS, which looks like G is still holding his own, 7-2 to Bulldog's 5-3, making the most out of the duel units, as you mentioned, to be able to avoid too much burst from the laser, which it looks like Laser Rocket is the build for now. We'll see if it's something he sticks with or not. Looks like Loda's going to have to turn the corner as he tries to make his way for the 2-minute rune. He will be first on the scene, and to his benefit, it will be a nice little bounty rune grab. So he will be able to kind of grab the extra gold and a little bit of XP bonus from his what could be a pretty difficult laning setup here. And looks like also a rotation is going to be coming in. No Fear hanging around. It's only 2 minutes in. It's not even the 4-minute mark, so maybe that's something that you don't suspect. But nonetheless, maybe looking to make a move for Bulldog on this one. There goes No Fear, hustling in with the haste rune. Scratches him once, and I guess he'll be happy to force the TP.
At least forcing them out. But still pretty good for Alliance. Yeah, they made sure that the Darkseer went back to the lanes.
Oh, top lane, FNG eating a lot of damage here. We'll be okay. Steps back it away as the pounce will be coming out from Aloha Dance to help mitigate things a bit. And as we were just peeping at earlier before we headed that top lane, Yoku will have to abandon the bottom lane for now, at least until he gets some sort of head start. He's actually being pinged out at the moment here from S4, but he has definitely had to kind of step off in jungle to at least finish up his soul ring here. Because you have to remember, he did have to dual lane a bit, so he also lost out on that early XP boost.
And they didn't do any stacks too. But Loda's going to get pounced on here. So this could be your first blood here. If he had a poison orb, but he can No, same movement speed. Shouldn't get tracked down.
He's trying to reach him, but not going to be able to get it. Loda steps away. Anchor Smash helps relieve a lot of the damage that would be coming out from the Slark, and that Tidehunter's going to make it out. And unlike our first 2 games, this one starts a bit quiet, yet to get our first blood as we get 4 minutes in. But that's when Nightfall comes, and I imagine that's when Virtus.Pro might look to ramp up the pace a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah, it's kind of like a weird game because like VP, it feels like they're way stronger late into the game, but it feels like Alliance are super strong from like that 20 to 30 minute mark, 35 minute mark. And so it's kind of like both teams are kind of happy in this situation right now where they're both kind of farming, and then like you said, it's nighttime now, so be a lot of pressure being applied anywhere. So that's the thing with Bulldog being in the middle lane right now. It's super scary because he's very fragile, or not fragile, yeah, and he could just die pretty easily.
Bottom lane, speaking of dives here, S4 pretty far behind this tier 1 tower. No Fear's going to be here now, but they feel pretty confident this lane does Alliance to kind of pressure this tier 1 as much as possible. The Edict now going to be coming out. It's only level 2. It's a level 4 S4 is going to try his best to try to... nice, and with the creeps being pulled off, the tower will eat the brunt of the damage here, but that's all Alliance will be able to get from this. Looks like G has started to put some levels into his march in the mid lane, so his farm is going to get boosted up quite a bit. In fact, he got 3 levels into it now, as he's just trying his best to just get to those boots of travel as fast as possible.
Yeah, and because the Darkseer had to go back and take the farm, they weren't able to stack for the Tinker and the jungle, so it's going to hurt him where he could have a faster boot travel. Meanwhile, top lane, we're going to have our first blood here. I promise you. Yeah, I promise you.
I mean, they're stacking the disable as much as they can. They got a beautiful lead in Impale. They waited for the pounce, and they waited for the Hex. I mean, they had to sweat for that one, but they deserve it. Virtus.Pro will be able to strike first.
There you guys. There he goes. We got action. All right.
Yep, it took a while.
Lane, I'm just
watching there now.
Watching the Satyr give out so much health. It's shockwaves all 3 of them, and they look so low because they're squishy heroes right here from Alliance. But yeah, that's a really good rotation coming in. Now you have a Aloha level 6, and he's gonna be able to pressure constantly around the map. It's gonna help him get to his Aquila. And while I was just looking here at the bottom bounty rune, no fear.
Ooh. Yeah, I've been making up some nice stacks here for G. I mean, they're kind of stuck in a dual jungle situation with Yoku having to kind of step in here from time to time. But G is going to be able to get a nice piece of the pie. And Soul Ring is already going to be done, but he's still got a little bit of a journey ahead of him to get those magic ruby red shoes, of course. But the Tinker potential is slowly creeping up here, but as that happens, Bulldog is also going to continue to grind out his own farm. He's at 34 and 3 as far as CS, and still hangs in that top 4 net worth, but his potential really doesn't hit its stride until he's able to get that Radiance online.
Yeah, and I just want to see Alliance just group up. Make sure when Tide gets sick, and maybe you might have to even wait for the Phoenix to get some more levels too, that they try to take down as many towers as they possibly can, and with that Tide Ravage things, because they really need to put pressure when they get these levels up, and they have to 4-man constantly, give Bulldog the space to do his things. But the problem is, they're gonna have Tinker, pushing out all the lanes, and they can't really catch Tinker this game. So and they really need to, the only way they catch Tinker, I feel this game is maybe with maybe a good smoke gank coming in from Rubik, or Tide having a blink, which that's not nowhere near. So
yeah, it's a good point. I mean, once Tinker begins to really do Tinker things, they don't have a lot of ways to stop it. It is going to take some sort of element of surprise from Alliance to be able to shut down any sort of crazy split pushing Tinker. A blink Ravage could help, but these days with these Tinkers and their fast reactions, even that might not be good enough. So we'll have to see what it's going to take, or if Alliance can even try to shut down the Tinker before he gets to that kind of momentum swing. But it feels like this will definitely be like our longest game of the series so far. The last 2 games, it was pretty all-in heavy, some huge defensive huge decisive fights kind of determined it, by that 20 to 30 minute window. But this one could end up going a bit longer, Ryu.
Yeah, and as we talked about it earlier, just to reiterate, it's 20 to 30 minute mark is really dominant for Alliance. But then afterward, top bottom lane, I saw that Darkseer getting picked off there. Nice setup coming in from EM, but it's still going to be VP dominant in the later stages of the game once you have the Tinker online, constantly split pushing the map, and I think his presence is going to be felt. But team fight from Alliance is very scary, and how this
which we'll start to get to see some shades of. Loda just hit his level 6. He's actually closer to level 6.5 now. But Ravage is online if Alliance do want to make some use out of it. Behind the Ravage, you know, they would have to hope to get, you know, maybe a respectable egg and some serious AoE burst damage coming out from S4. But they have all those tools ready to go. S4 has been grinding out this bottom lane and has secured his second position in net worth. He's third as far as CS goes, but he's definitely doing a lot better than last game. Last game, man, he got put into a serious hurt locker, but was still able to, of course, ride the coattails of Bulldog to get that victory nonetheless. So we'll see. For both these teams, though, build-up is still in order here. Yoku obviously building towards that mechanism so that his team can have that kind of second round sustain power. And it looks like G is getting very close now to those boots of travel. He is just a couple of hundred away.
Yeah, it's just like who is farming more effectively on either side right now, and both are just constantly clearing out their jungles, and yeah, it's just all about timings right now. Boots of Travel, we're going to see if that's going to be the go time. Obviously, Tomb should be coming out hopefully really soon for the Lion. It is 10 minutes, so there's one. For the Phoenix, I guess he needs to have one, although he just bought it, but he's almost level 6 on his own.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to be go time maybe for VP. They have a good window now to fight.
Top lane, that's go time. Lead in from Loda is going to be the Ravage. He actually denies the tower. Aloha Dance could be bursted down. Pounce to make it away, but not going to make it far. The Death Ray comes out. FNG also could be going down. A nice 2 for no special for Alliance in the top lane. First Ravage of the game will be a nice debut for Alliance.
Yep, and this. When you play super greedy for these towers that you really want, that's when you're able to punish. So really well played. And if S4 didn't begin and rotate, that would have been a Slark getting away for free.
Yep.
So, and now they're able to pressure this tower, and it looks like VP they can contend without having the Ravage, but there's nobody in position or contest. I mean, so
yeah,
can't contest it.
Stars not quite aligned for Virtus.Pro yet to really take a fight. Maybe if it was nighttime. They do have their G, Tinker, Boots of Travel online now, so any sort of extra pushes are going to be a bit more difficult. He'll always be available now for fights. Long-ranged missiles and rockets are going to be coming out. The lasers still got, you know, only level 1, but at least the blind could be a huge aspect, certainly against the Lone Druid. And it looks like FNG has been spotted out by EGM as he's planting a ward, but he will not get away with his life. They kill the witness. Even though the intel will already be there, it's going to be Aloha Dance who will get the kill.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't just ult, like he had the Slark's ult, so he could have just popped it and then potentially run away. But deciding to hold it, getting caught out, it's going to help them transition now into the bottom tower. Can't even push mid because of the march, so it's going to be interesting to see how Alliance are going to siege, right? They have the potential to even go without creeps right now, yeah. And
will be a trade. Tier 1 bottom lane does go down as Alliance push very hard to get the Tier 1 trade mid lane. While this happens, Loda continues to grind through a seriously big and girthy stack in the Ancient Camp to try to just bulldoze his way to a Blink Dagger. Will they also be able to help him out by getting this Tier 1 tower? The laser starts coming out, which makes it difficult now for the Bear to get the attack in. Missiles start firing. Can they get the deny? No, they can't. EGM is going to be able to get the last hit on that tower.
S4 did.
Alliance will step away with it, but as you mentioned, S4 is going to get caught out there from Aloha Dance, and the fight may not be over yet. Here comes G, back for more. Drops down the sentry ward, but it looks like Alliance have already kind of flew away from the fight, and they'll be good.
Oh, if they could find out this stack very low, Loda was working on it.
Oh, now Bulldog caught out from Aloha Dance with the rocket coming in from G. He will get that kill. That'll be a nice takedown for Virtus.Pro, and they're going to follow it up with their own response, getting the Tier 1 mid.
And shutting down the Bulldog, that's gonna help. Oh, they're gonna go mid.
Oh, Egg is out with the Ravage follow-up. Here we go. Bit of a wombo combo for Alliance here. They're not going to be able to crack the egg. The stun does pop. They're going to get Yoku first. And now they look for Aloha Dance. The Sunray flies. He tries to juke and jive. He is going to be able to make it the high ground, and he makes away from trouble. One takedown on Night Stalker for 2 ultimates. Probably not the best. And it looks like they're going to be losing Ake 2 on top of it. Oh, not so good for Alliance. They were hoping to probably get a lot more from it. And Virtus.Pro will walk away with an extra kill.
Yeah, they're probably wondering, how the hell did they see me there too? But that's just the night vision coming in from the Slark. They're like pinging out. There has to be a ward here, but sadly, do they know if they put a sentry down, it's gonna be all for naught. So, and the synergy here from the Tinker during the nighttime. Oh boy, with the Slark extra vision, Night Stalker extra vision, it's scary. You know, normally you see Tinker coupled with like a Beastmaster for that daytime, but nighttime's gonna be scary. FG might find S4 while he wards, but he doesn't have the finger, so he can solo kill him, but not right now.
Spares his life. He doesn't have the finger, and we'll just drop the obs in the meantime. And I was mentioning that Loto would be bulldozing towards his Blink Dagger, but he does opt to go for the mech, which is what seems to be the clear-cut better choice for the burst potential that Virtus.Pro does have, whether it's lasers or rockets or fingers of death. Having that mech could keep your team alive, and for their team, they have a lineup that really thrives on long-winded fights. It means more Lesh pulses get out there, or more damage for his edict, more stuns. Lone Druid gets more time to get off, more action between him and his bears, so that mech just kind of will help Alliance try their best to survive and thrive in most of these team fights here. We'll just have to see if it's going to be enough, and they still would probably obviously love to get that Blink Dagger on top of it, just to be able to get a catch on someone like this Tinker. So I don't know, Alliance, they got some good tools coming together, but can't help but feel like they're still going to need more.
Yeah, they still don't have a reliable way to lock down the Slark or the Tinker, and those two are just going to have a field day. Alliance, though, as we talked about their team fight, we saw it, right? The Phoenix Egg plus the Tide Ravage, that's super scary, but then afterwards, just like, oh, what do we have left? We have a Tinker and we have a Slark that can constantly chase us down. And we're like, oh crap, can't do anything now. Yeah. So they have to make sure that single time they get a Ravage, they have to kill at least one of those 2 cores. Like, preferably the Tinker, because he can just constantly keep coming back. But yeah, Slark is going to be as dangerous going into the later stages of the game. So Alliance, they're on a timing window, but they just got their Bloodstone from S4. They needed to wait for that, and he has an Arcane Rune plus I don't know any better timing right now for Alliance.
Yeah, this is as good as it gets for Alliance. They got everything they could ask for to try to make the most out of this fight. Let's see if they can do it. And, just coming up short on being able to get the pick off on G. In fact, they think they're hot on his tail because they see the march right there, but they are far from it. They'll see him pop up in the lane now, but this Tinker is slippery as hell, and he's going to be long gone. This smoke is not going to be leading to any sort of fight for Alliance. The rest of Virtus.Pro down here at the south, G's going to be joining him now. As they pressure the other lanes, they continue to farm the most of this map and just be a bit more scary of a team. It's going to be unfortunate for Alliance. That could have been a great time for them to fight, and the fight, well, they're not going to find it.
And they just need to keep playing, keep away from VP. They're just doing a really good job. It's hard for Alliance to just constantly split push the lanes as fast as VP do. Like, Lesh can push lanes really fast. Lone Druid can do it once he has the Radiance, but he doesn't have it yet, and Tide is really slow with his Anchor. So it's going to be map control constantly in the side of VP's favor, and Alliance just going to have to finding ways to pick off people so they can regain the control of the map. And I guess while it's a little bit of downtime here, it's only a 2,000 gold lead for VP. They haven't acquired that much of a lead, but both teams suck at doing, like, maybe besides the Lone Druid, they don't have that much. So a lot of these objectives are gonna have to be on pushing the creeps and then finding hero pickoffs around the map.
So for now, Alliance will just kind of get back to the grindstone here, reset their lanes while possible, but as they do that in the bottom lane, here comes Virtus.Pro smoked up, looking to hustle in. EGM and Yoku are going to be crossing paths here. Darkness comes out, and now Alliance might need to reset here. Can they turn and fight this one? They're looking for it. Now they make their move. They're going to be silencing up S4. Ake jumps back, goes for the egg. They pull back. Loda trying to get close enough for a Ravage, but He has to pump fake it. The egg is going to expire, and Virtus.Pro are going to dodge it, and they're looking to go in and clean up what they started now. They get the first Hex on for Loda. Loda's still looking for the Ravage here. We'll have to pull back and away. This is a very duck and dodge kind of a fight.
Rude.
Not looking to overcommit, but what a beautiful route for No Fear. That with the Sunray made an easy takedown. They're going to lose their Night Stalker. He'll be the first to fall. And with that, it looks like Virtus.Pro are just going to have to drop some March of Machines and get the hell back.
We're fighting when Savage roars him.
Ooh.
Give me that bear, though. That bear.
Oh. And Alliance go for the roast. They have the Ravage. So they figure why not? They're going to go right for it.
Yeah, this is talked about. Lone Druid allows this to happen. Where's my darks here? Here we go.
They see Aloha Dance over there. They see him. Oh, Yoku, if he gets in there and vacuums the high ground or something. Whoa! That's a mini Ravage right there from FNG. Yoku jumps in, but he doesn't get anything off. Can't get the vacuum. There's going to be the follow from Loda. Big Ravage will strike, and they'll lose Yoku promptly. Aloha Dance going to be forced to go into the Shadow Dance, and he will pounce away from trouble. They deter Alliance from making their move for the Roche, but only for a little bit. Now Roche at half of its life. They go back in to look to finish the job, but Virtus.Pro are still here, hanging around. They don't have Darkseer, but he didn't have Wall anyway. I don't know if Virtus.Pro can do anything about it. G's going to be showing up now. He goes in. He's got Blink Dagger and Ether Lens. Starts dropping a lot of marches, but the Roche will get dropped. They're not going to blink in for it. And that looks to be the end of it. Alliance will be able to walk away with the extra life. They avoid what could have been a very bad situation in that bottom lane, Ryu. And it looks like they'll be walking away from this with that one pick off on the Night Stalker and an Aegis Richer.
Yeah, if Slark had BKB there, they would have heavily contested Loda. It looks like he's going to potentially, but he's very tanky.
Yep, but
no.
Eventually Virtus.Pro will make their chase, and they will punish at least one person for getting that Roche.
Get Midas. Bulldog wins this round. Yeah, that was an amazing Savage Roar. Like that Alliance. If Bulldog didn't use that, oh my goodness, they would have all been, at least 2 or 3 heroes were going to be on the cliff. So Bulldog is carrying his team last game, doing a lot of work there.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to be the reason why they win this.
He's feeling it right now, that's for sure.
Feeling himself? Oh, yeah.
He's definitely having a hell of a game. A hell of a series, so we'll see if it's going to be enough to keep Alliance in the upper bracket here after what was a struggling game number 1. Virtus.Pro, a team, you know, in the odds books, people thought were going to be the underdogs coming into this matchup, but you know, you and I both knew this is a team that had been grinding out a serious amount of games recently, while Alliance, I don't believe we've seen much of since Epicenter, which they did get a nice win over Secret when they were placed into the lower bracket, but after that they did get taken down by Newbie, so have been kind of off the radar. I'm sure they've been scrimming. We already mentioned that they have their new coach Cinderin, and right now 6-6 in game number 3. Alliance looking to kind of move forward and face off against Ad Finem in the next round. That match will actually be our next best of 3 today. It'll be Ad Finem versus the winner of this series.
Oh, that should be great. That should be very...
And Alliance, man, they're looking for a fight. They got Ravage, they got Egg. They're eyeballing mid lane here. There's 4 Virtus.Pro members. Loda's inching forward. He doesn't have a blink. He's got to walk in and do it.
Yeah. Just not possible to do anything without Loda having a blink dagger. He has to farm it. But they can hold it, like, just take this tower though and farm a little bit. But looks like Poke here.
Okay, Virtus.Pro looking to creep in from behind, hoping to catch Alliance by surprise. They're leaving Loda as the gatekeeper here with that Ravage. Darkness will come out. They're going to think something's fishy to make them move for EGM. They'll quickly take him out. And he will not have buyback to be able to come in for a round number 2, but now the fight really breaks out. Then a beautiful pullback, but there's going to be the Ravage. Egg's going to be dropped in. They isolate the leg here. Yoko's going to have to step back and away while Aloha Dance looks to crack the egg. He is going to be able to get it, and that will secure a double kill for him. Tries to go for Bulldog, but he can't get out. He gets burnt apart as he Savage roared away, but they are going to get Bulldog down in the end. Here is G. He steps in, and the rockets begin to fly. Science and Technology is the winner here. A 5-man wipe on the side of Alliance, while Virtus.Pro will only lose their Slark.
Yeah, they just The problem that I talked about earlier, it happened, right? You can't kill the Slark, he BKBs, and then Tinker's just in the back line, just like, let me march, let me use my rockets, and then you're just like loaded with a Ravage, like, I Ravage for a Dark Sphere, I Ravage for a Night Stalker. What is this gonna accomplish at the end of the day? And they, nice thing where they actually isolated EGM first too, where he was able to do absolutely nothing in that team fight, and that crippled Alliance when you're not having this Rubik constantly stealing spells, repositioning with the 4th F, and so really well played coming in from VP, wrapping around. Obviously the nighttime vision there helped a lot, and with that win, they now have the Ags on No Fear, so I don't know how Alliance are gonna team fight without it being daytime or having a really nice smoke gank or something, because the vision aspect of this game is just completely in VP's side now.
G actually had his Ags, but he TP'd before he completed it. And S4 at that same moment will be isolated between FNG's lockdown and the pounce coming out from Aloha Dance. They will easily take care of the Disco Goat. And now not only, as I mentioned, an Ags now going to be done on the Tinker. So 2 of them set here for Virtus.Pro. And they win that big fight, and now it feels like they're just now hitting a big stride. Like, this is their big peak. This is when they're supposed to be almost at their best for this game, and they're already doing fine. This is very scary for Alliance.
Especially when you have Bulldog going for a pipe. Like, he went for a pipe, so they could be going high ground right now. He doesn't have the AC that helps out. He doesn't have, like, a BKB that we talked about that he actually needs later on in the game. They want to carry it. Have, like, you know, MKB to help out too against Asian or anything, maybe Abyssal Blade eventually, but he's kind of has this all-in item where you're like, makes your lone druid, the hero, very tanky, but it's not going to save your bear, and it's for the purpose of going high ground against. It's looking very grim for Alliance, but as we talked about, said it last game, it was kind of looking grim for it, and then they put the pedal to the metal, they had all the chronos from Bulldog, and the potential is still there, so they're just going to have to find good opportunities.
Tough, though. Virtus.Pro are smoked and wrapped around here. As they begin to converge, so does Alliance. We could have a fight before the real one begins. They're going to spawn out S4, and Aloha Dance is on the prowl. Flesh is going to get hit. The pounce is actually going to miss its mark. Follow-up pack, but he pops that BKB, and they're not going to be able to stop him. G's not here yet. This is a good chance, but beautiful stun setup. Comes out from Virtus.Pro, but now Alliance make their move in. They have the Ravage ready to go, but there's the laser coming out, and the March of Machines. Alliance are not going to look to fight there, but my God, G just hits him up. Another laser flies. They're going to be able to burst down S4. How many charges? 2. Ooh, real sad to see now. And Virtus.Pro. I mean, Alliance looked like they were ready to kind of pull out a big response, but G just shuts him down right away.
Yeah, and that's all possible because the nighttime and then the vision with the Ags, else they wouldn't have been able to find out S4 there. A small thing to note is S4 did get 2 suicides off in his last 2 team fights, but not this time. They finally got the kill on him, and he's just not having a hot start. He's deciding that, oh, I need a BKB. We even want to have a chance to team fight.
Which, you know, will kind of...
Dakota, did you die? I don't know if I got cut off. Maybe my Skype died. Oh yeah, my Skype died.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
You're dead.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Triple kill.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower
All right, everybody, I'm back. I'm trying to get the stream back up. I apologize about that. Internet just totally freaking crashed. No say in the matter. That's Time Warner Cable for you. I'm trying to get Ryu back on my Skype. And, well, the game's not over yet, so I apologize as I get totally reset and back in the action here. Skype's firing back up. Here we go. I'm going to call him right now. We'll try to get him back on the phone here, and we will get back into the game. Well, I'm calling at least and trying to get him back on the line. But he's not answering. So, alright, well, what the hell did I miss? It looks like Virtus.Pro took their next skirmish and are making their move into the Roche pit now. And look at them playing that one up. It doesn't look like things got any easier for Alliance as we get set back in. But Alliance are just going to have to crawl their way back into this one. And it looks like Age is going to be snagged up here from... Oh, dance. It looks like in the meantime, G, picked up a Dagon. Yeah, sorry again, guys. Obviously, that's not what I want to happen. I don't want the whole thing to be shut down and crash, but what can you do? It's internet for you. Alright, sorry. I don't want to miss the action, but I also want to get Ryu back on the line. I don't know why he's not answering. There we go. Oh well. Well, I'll just do this solo if I got it. Doesn't matter to me. So here comes Virtus.Pro. Up and around now as, well, just a mild poke. It's going to force him back. Has Bulldog gotten anything new, it looked like here? Oh, he's got 3k, so he is saving up while he can. I don't even know if I'm live, to be honest with you. I keep trying to refresh all of my side windows at the same time. And it does not look like... Oh, I gotta wait the 2 minutes, of course, for delay in hopes that it comes back up. Oh, okay, good. We're live. Sorry, guys. The one thing that would make this better now is if I can get Ryu on the phone, but Skype is apparently not caught up. Here we go. Let's see. I think I got it now.
Yeah.
Hello?
Are we good?
Hi. Sorry, dude. That was Time Warner Cable just absolutely just going into power off mode. Got it reset. I'm back in. So, please, fill me in. What happened since I left Too Long Didn't Read edition?
BP got Roche and Alliance didn't contest at all. G made some, amazing plays with no fear, with the rocket spamming from Night Stalker and the Vision, and then now it's just like a stalemate, just farming for the last 3 minutes.
All right, sounds good. At least I didn't miss the whole game. Virtus.Pro at least will hold their advantage here. They're looking to take this one slow. It's game 3 now, and with this, we'll get them into the next spot. Alliance, though, will just have to see if they can hold out here, but it's not looking good. I'm already seeing them all postured up inside their base, and I don't know. It doesn't feel like a do or die smoke, but I can't help but get that inkling here. They definitely need to get something big from that to turn this around. And they might be gifted a chance to cross paths right here. It looks like they've spotted one of the best things they could ask for. It's a potential pick for Aloha Dance, but he just Shadow Blades the hell out of there. They got no detection. He doesn't have to use BKB, and that smoke is over.
Man, you know, 99% of other players, including myself, would have just popped like either BKB and then, you know, maybe TP. I don't think he had TP though, but oh man, what a player, Aloha. Just over edge out of there. Oh, crazy.
So he's gone. Virtus.Pro got to feel pretty good about that one, and Aloha Dance goes right back into his grind. Since probably their last engagement, G's equipped now already a Dagon 3. I mean, who's going to be able to survive this heavy burst fire? I mean, they have been able to finish S4's BKB. He's got 10 seconds to work with on it. But for the others, your little Rubik, you know, your Phoenix, who, you know, thankfully got his Midas, so he's got the level 11 egg to work with. And, you know, as long as he isn't bursted down before the egg comes out. But, uh-oh, it looks like they made their grab. They're looking to go for Bulldog here. The darkness will come out. Does put Alliance a bit unease here. But here comes a potential jump. It's going to be a lay in Aloha Dance.
Oh.
Boom! They just blow up the bird like that. No egg for you, sir. 40 seconds. Going to be put on the sidelines. No buyback for Ake on this one. EGM, a long committed dive comes out from Aloha Dance, and they are going to get the burst. Both supports out of the picture here. Alliance might have to let this outer tower go. Virtus.Pro quickly claimed 2 lives here, so just beginning to flex all these new items, Ryu.
Yeah, Aloha Dance was super out of position there, but and then he could have had a huge Ravish from Loda, but he has Aegis, so he's able to play that aggressive. Else that would have been a turnaround for Alliance, but yeah, they should get these outer 2-tier
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
towers now for VP. Maybe a little bit careful here for Alliance. They have 2 dead heroes, so you're not gonna come out of the base too much here. Oh, poor Dong. And he was forced to go MKB first here, and that did not help you.
No, it does not.
The spam. The Dagon from the laser.
Top tower
It's just hard without that, you know, crutch lockdown you're hoping for. You know, they have really no way to stop the slippery Slark and then the tremendous firepower coming out from Tinker in the back lines. This is very concerning for Alliance, and in hopes that this isn't something that they pigeonhole themselves into with this draft. But I mean, Virtus.Pro doing everything they can to take advantage of it. They now look to isolate Bulldog here, and he's in a bit of trouble. There's going to be a good follow-up stun. Ake looks to step in, gets off a big egg. Aloha Dance though looking to go right for the egg. Shadow Dance is out, but the Ravage is going to slow them down. Allows the egg to pop for Alliance here. But a big vacuum wall combo does come out from Virtus.Pro, and that means G can go on an absolute assault. Ultra kill for the Tinker. The last to survive is going to be Gustav on this one, and here comes G. He wants the rampage. Aloha Dance is waiting for him, but S4 says, no, I'll kill myself before that happens.
I'd rather lose the game.
Oh my god, Alliance lose 5, Virtus.Pro looking pretty good at taking game number 3, and as they make their move for the tier 3 in the top lane.
And just Aloha makes all the right decisions. Constantly goes on Bulldog first in these situations, and it's like, what do? You're forcing everybody to attack Clark, and then Tinker does Tinker things, and kind of fountain camp them. Bye Phoenix, bye Rubik. It was nice knowing you get out of my game.
Aw, too late for the rampage, sorry G, but it'll get the godlike streak nonetheless. And it does look like Alliance are going to be throwing in the towel for this one. They lose their first set of racks here. They will not be out, but down into the lower bracket awaiting. Actually, I think this puts them up against Empire in the first round of the lower bracket, but Virtus.Pro, you know, many people consider them underdogs for this series, but their game 1 and game 3 performance was really good. In fact, I think they could even won game number 2. It was just Bulldog had a hell of a game, shutting him down with that big top lane hold.
Yeah, they got way too aggressive.
Yeah, Virtus.Pro certainly, though, came to play, and they showed it in this series.
Oh yeah.
And Loda's
bye Loda.
Loda is dead. He didn't even have a Ravage, but no chance either. And now Aloha Dance. This is the final hurrah for Alliance with Bulldog's new life here, but he's getting bursted apart. There's the laser, there's the Dagon, and he can't quite make it too far, but eventually they'll commit
there's a
the
gem,
egg.
at least.
They will get the Night Stalker down. No Fear will get dropped. Now they're looking to go for Yoku. Yoku tries to surge. He tries to avoid the Sunray. Ake looks to close him off. FNG will get Bulldog, though, on the back, and that's all that matters to Virtus.Pro. You may make chase here for that pesky little Virtus.Pro member, but they've already made their move from behind, and they already killed Bulldog. Now they're going to get the follow-up kill. Ake will be going down. Alliance just forcing Virtus.Pro to really work for the win, it looks like here, and that will be the end of it, Ryu. Very unfortunate. Again, apologies on the downtime in game number 3. It's an internet service provider thing that I could not control, but hey, we got back in time, and really, there was no change of pace overall in the game, Ryu.
We missed the
Virtus.Pro got
boring
that
parts
kind
of the
advantage,
game,
yeah.
right? You should just D all the time so we don't have to watch teams farming for 4 minutes. I mean, that was the smartest thing I've ever seen you do. No, but serious.
Yeah, I just cut out the boring part. That's all that really happened.
There's never a dull moment in Dota. There's always things to talk about. Shots fired at certain people.